There were a lot of upsets this week. We had the Cowboys beat the Chiefs. We had the Bengals beat the Ravens. We had the Packers beat the Lions, underdog in that game. We had the Bears beat the Eagles. But the biggest upset was the Panthers beating the Rams. Now it seems all the NFC contenders have been beaten by this team. The Panthers beat them 31-28. And what was your biggest takeaway from this? The NFC South is also a division we didn't talk about in the predicting the division winner, but the Bucks at
Mhm.
7-5 and the Panthers at 7-6, and both of them they have two remaining games against each other. This division is very much up for grabs too, and it's between these two teams.
Absolutely. I think the Panthers' performance yesterday was remarkable, and you saw just how aggressive they were. 3 of 3 on fourth down, two of which were touchdowns, including Ted McMillan's gamer to end in the fourth quarter. But I also felt like in the second half of this game, we saw Matthew Stafford going to Puka Nakua, and he was testing Mike Jackson in multiple different parts of this game. And the first time, it was Mike Jackson making a great play on the ball and leading to a pick six, tying the game 7-7. And that to me just invited Carolina into this game, giving the momentum at home, kind of giving this offense a little bit of extra momentum and extra gear. And then the second half, we saw the pass rush kind of get home, make timely plays, and a special shout out to Derek Brown when it felt like the Rams were going to come back, lean to another scoring change in a game that was filled with them. And he makes a game saving forced fumble. Panthers seal it. But I think the biggest thing for Carolina is that the passing game has been efficient in moments. It's also been inconsistent. And they're still finding a way to make these kind of impressive wins. And they're showing people that this is a clear contender to win the NFC South. And the more and more you watch this defense, the more and more you see the secondary play against the Rams offense that hasn't been slowed down like that since week 5 or 6 versus the Ravens. And I think it's a credit to this coaching staff. They've done a remarkable job turning around from what was the worst unit in football last year to now one that has a clear strength and a big reason why they're in the playoff picture, the playoff hunt.
Just a weird game.
Yeah.
The Rams' first interception was a tip. Derek Brown tipped it up, and then it got intercepted in the red zone. Then the second interception, he's targeting Puka, and Mike Jackson just gets it. And that was an excellent play. The Panthers, their play on gotta have it moments was the difference. They went 7 for 15 on third downs, and they went 3 for 3, like you mentioned, on fourth down. And those are hard margins to live by. You could tell they were very aggressive. They came into with the mindset of, we're going to try to beat this team. Like we're not going to play it safe. We're going to be as aggressive as we can. And they had 35 minutes time of possession. They
Yeah.
forced 3 turnovers. That's the difference right there. Their run game was awesome. They were doing whatever they wanted on the ground against the Rams, especially in the second half. They started a drive with back-to-back runs, one pass completion, then back-to-back runs, another pass completion. They were dominating the line of scrimmage, and the Panthers' offensive line is that good. It's one of the better units in football that kind of goes under the radar. And this was the best victory of Dave Canales' Panthers career because now they have a chance to make the playoffs. They have a chance to win this division, and nobody really saw it coming. I think the most encouraging sign is that while the defense had been playing well and the Russian attack had been playing well, this was finally a game where it kind of played well. All three things played well at the same time, which is the run game, the defense, and Bryce Young. And Bryce Young was really good. On those crucial down-to-down situations, a touchdown to Ted McMillan, the touchdown to Jalen Coker on the
Yeah.
seam
Yeah.
where Coker beat Emmanuel Forbes. Emmanuel Forbes had a really tough one in this one. He kind of showed his Washington self more than his Ram self because up to this point, he'd been playing really well for the Los Angeles Rams. But this game, he just allowed a lot of crucial catches and he got burnt multiple times. And then the great play design that Dave Canales had, where it was a swing pass to Chuba Hubbard, and he scored on the touchdown. And Chuba also showed life. This was like the first game it felt as if the Panthers' two-headed running back monster finally like revealed itself because since Chuba's been back, it's either been Chuba's been inefficient and it's been Rico's show, or they both have been a bit neutralized and nobody's made an impact. This was the one game this year where it felt like both of them together really made an impact and it really changed the game for them. But Bryce Young this year, career high in completion percentage, career high in passing yards per game, career high in passing touchdowns, career high passer rating. He has 4 fourth quarter comebacks this year, 5 game winning drives this year. His passer rating is at 87.9, not the best 2030 QBR still, but he is getting better. And I think that that's the encouraging part. And it feels like the Panthers are continuing to build a better infrastructure around him. And I still think that there's more to do, especially in the receiver department. But Bryce Young has been playing well in moments this year. And I think the two games you point to where it's been really impressive for him has been against the Atlanta Falcons and then now against the LA Rams.
Absolutely. And I think a big part of his kind of development, I don't think it's a coincidence as well that we're seeing Jalen Coker back in his lineup, kind of reliable possession receiver that's added another player that you can kind of trust. And the other thing, too, is that Ted McMillan has been awesome, but I can't help but think he needs more volume. He had 2 targets yesterday, his first of which could have been a big play, but his second was the game winning touchdown. There have been weeks where we've seen him get super involved, 10 targets, 140 yards, 2 touchdowns, 99 yards. If I'm Carolina, my biggest priority, the next step forward is finding ways I can get Tedero and McMillan opened up in the middle of the field. Because
Yeah.
once I can get Bryce Young dialing and those two clicking, I think this is a really high level offense that complements their defense perfectly. And I think when you look at this draft class too, that's an absolute hit. You got yourself a number one receiver that Bryce simply did not have his first 2 years, and now it's no coincidence. He never had more than 15 passing TDs his first 2 years. He's already had 18 through 2 games or 12 games.